Hey guys, it's SomberShadow001, back at it again with the video games, and back at it again with Destiny 2. Yes, I know, I said I was taking a break, but I am back. So, the reason why I'm back is because a new trailer just dropped, well not just dropped today. For me, I'm on the East Coast, so it's actually like 6:05 right now, but it dropped at 10 a.m. for me. And for Season of the Chosen, so it turns out the name is, of course, Season of the Chosen, so or aka Season 13. Now, I didn't know what to expect. I pretty much avoided any videos talking about Season of the Chosen. Really, the theory that I had about Season of the Chosen, based on the name, was that it was either going to continue the Crow story, or it was going to bring up Mithrax again, and that would be continuing kind of that dark light motif. But no, it is actually not. It is about, believe it or not, the Cabal. Yay. To be honest, it seems like it's not Red Legion, which is great. I've been sick of the Red Legion to death. But I'm kind of disappointed that it's another Cabal-centered season. But it does seem interesting enough and different enough for it to be possibly good. So more or less what we see in the trailer, of course, is that cutscene that everyone was talking about way back when Beyond Light was revealed, talking, where it has Zavala and Osiris talking to the Cabal in that room. And we find out that who they are talking to is the new Empress of the Cabal, which is Keitel, who is the daughter of Callus, which is really cool. She has an amazing design, a very interesting design. I like it, how she kind of has tusks that come off, and then this kind of ornate crown, kind of showing that opulence motif that we got, back in, of course, the Season of Opulence. You kind of get that tied to a Callus. And a lot of people, if you're not into the lore, Keitel has been teased all the way back since Season of the Worthy, with the Gun Heir Apparent and Fourth Horseman. Both of their lore tabs talk about how Keitel is kind of this new rising power within the Cabal kind of empire, and how she was the daughter of Callus, but actually went to the Red Legion side. She ended up betraying her own father and sided with Gaul. And once Gaul was gone, she became the new commander of the Red Legion. And now she has, which means that she is now the Empress of the Cabal, considering that Callus has been deposed already by Gaul. So I found that extremely interesting. I was really happy to see Keitel, because it seemed like a very interesting idea. But everything is not what it seems. Obviously, in the trailer, she proposes an alliance that she wants with the Guardians to push back the Hive. And the reason for that, of course, goes back to Season of the Hunt, which I felt was kind of lackluster in my opinion. I didn't feel invested, except for the Crow. That was really the only time I was very invested, was the story itself with the Crow. Other than that, the Wrathborn hunts, that got old very fast. It never really piqued my interest. To the point where I didn't even participate in the High Celebrant hunt, or the secret mission that came out for the Random Rolls of Hawkmoon. I didn't even go through that. I didn't feel like I wanted to. But it seems like with this season, it seems like it's going to be stronger. We're getting a whole brand new strike, which is awesome, called Proving Grounds. But to be honest, I believe it comes pretty late into the season. If I remember correctly, it was something like March 17th or something like that, which is crazy. But on top of that new strike, we're also getting two old strikes on the Cosmodrome, that being Fallen Saber and the Devil's Lair, which is Sepix Prime, if you don't know. And they did mention that, like, the old strikes would kind of have a story that's built in, kind of like how the Omnigul strike isn't about Omnigul, it's about Navoda, who is a different Hive Witch. I'm wondering if they're going to have that same twist with Sepix or the Fallen Saber. Because, honestly, if it's Sepix came back again, I'm going to be kind of upset, because we fought Sepix, twice at this point already? So it would be kind of like a cop-out to have him come back. I feel like it's like a Tannix situation all over again, where we fought Tannix 3 times, or 4 times if you count the Nightmare. So, it's kind of interesting in that respect. But there's going to be a whole new activity called Battlegrounds, which is 3-player match made, which I honestly prefer. I always like the match made activities rather than the public event activities. It feels like we've been getting a lot of public event activities as of late. And I remember the backlash for that started all the way back in Season of the Worthy. Despite Season of Rivals having that too, at least that was a little bit better. And I consider Wrathborn Hunts to kind of be considered a public event in the fact that you start it. Other than that, it is different. But yeah, this is a match-made activity, which I'm very interested in. So that seems to be really fun. I'll enjoy that quite a bit. And basically that's where the name of Season of the Chosen comes from, is the fact that it is Keitel's chosen warriors that we'll be going up against, considering that we break the alliance that the Cabal want, which is interesting. I find that pretty cool. And, of course, we're going to be getting a new seasonal exotic, which is Tikyu's Divination. It is an exotic solar bow. It looks pretty ornate, pretty interesting. If you look close, when they fully charge the arrow, or should I say arrows, back, it almost looks like a Scion Flare, kind of like Flame Bolt. It kind of reminds me of the Sun Eater from Season of Dawn. I can't remember the exact name of that specific Scion. But it kind of reminds me of that, which is pretty cool. And basically what they said it is it shoots multiple arrows that are like heat-seeking arrows, so they end up tracking enemies. So that seems like it'll be pretty interesting. There's also an exotic quest, which they have not revealed what it is. It is redacted, but we do see a Tex Mechanica sign on there. So a lot of people are thinking that it's the first curse. I think that would be interesting, and that way we won't have to worry about any more returning exotic hand cannons, because I know a lot of people were like, bring back the first curse, despite it being pretty crappy in the first game. But if it is the first curse, I'll be slightly disappointed, but I don't think it's, the end of the world. And of course, they mentioned Guardian Games is coming back, which, yawn. There's going to be different battlegrounds that are going to be opening up throughout the the season, and this season is definitely longer than the a typical season, and that's mainly because of how late Beyond Light started. So for this season 13, it's gonna run from February 9th to May, I want to say 11th, which is way longer than any season we've ever had. Besides Season of Arrivals, because of the delay of Beyond Light. But I'm interested to see what will happen. I'm also wondering, at the end of the season, are we going to get a live event? Like we have with the last two? I want to see what the live event could be and how it ties in to whatever season we're going to be getting. I'll be very interested to see what will come of that, if there will be one. But yeah, and there's not really much else to talk about besides new Trials armor, which was teased about a week before the trailer came out today. It looks like there's going to be more Trials gear as well. In one shot of the trailer, you can see a hand cannon with the Osiris sigil on it. And, of course, we're going to have a new seasonal artifact, which is the Bell of Conquests, which I find is interesting. And it looks like there's going to be either a new area on Europa, or there's a new area in the tower called the Helm. It's literally H.E.L.M, and it's basically how you're going to be planning your attacks. It's like a war table. He also mentioned something called, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. I know it's the Hammer of something, and unfortunately I cannot think of it off the top of my head. But I remember hearing that, and I believe it's an item. I thought originally that it was going to be the seasonal artifact, but of course I said the Bella Conquests is the seasonal artifact. So we'll see. But that's really all we know about the season, and it looks like there might be a secret mission at the end. They showed at the end of the trailer Osiris saying there's no light here and a big Cabal ship being in space. So people are wondering if that's a secret. Honestly, I think that's the exotic quest for that Tex Mechanica weapon. I think that it is part of that. I don't think it's its own separate thing. Of course, I could be wrong. We're not going to know until it arrives, but I think it's going to be tied into the weapon. They do mention that there's going to be an exotic weapon catalyst quest as well, so that's what I think it's going to be. And unless they're talking about either Tikyu's divination or something else, they could be talking about that, and that's why that's the the Catalyst quest, because we've been having Catalyst quests every season since Season of the Worthy. Or no, that's not true. Since the Season Pass was even instituted. Because you had Ariana's Vow, which technically was a quest, in the fact that you just had to run activities. Same thing with, not Bastion, Symmetry. Wow, I completely forgot about that weapon. Symmetry was the same thing. And then they really started doing the multiple objectives around Season of the Worthy. And then, of course, with Season of Arrivals and Season of the Hunt. So that'd be interesting to see. So anyway, guys, that's really all we have that we know about Season of the Chosen. It actually seems pretty interesting. And we'll see how it shakes out. There's going to be a ton of new gear as well. I believe they said it's going to be 25 or 26 different pieces of gear across the legendary, exotics, and ritual tiers. So that would be very interesting to see. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it right there. What are your thoughts on Season of the Chosen? Are you kind of upset that it's about the Cabal again? Or are you excited that we're going to get more about the Callus kind of side of the story? Anyway, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and apagando las luces.